With the New Orleans Pelicans standing at the top, it seems it might be the year for them with players like Zion. Zion Williamson is an American professional basketball player for the NBA's New Orleans Pelicans and plays the position of power forward. In 2020, Williamson was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team, and he became the fourth youngest NBA player to be selected to an All-Star game in 2021. But who's this young blood basketball player that everyone, even LeBron James, is praising? Let's find out. To start off, the 22-year-old Zion Williamson administers a strikingly mature game. Zion Williamson, known for his massive stature and freakish athletic ability, has always mentioned that he sees himself as a basketball player rather than as just a dunker. We're not calling him a perfectionist when it comes to his skills. Who is, after all? Every player has their weaknesses and strengths in their game. The then coach of Duke, Mike Krzyzewski, said he viewed him as a basketball player. At Duke, he won't ever be restricted to the lane as a power player. This proved to be the reason Williamson gravitated towards Duke and ended up signing the deal with the Blue Devils instead of Clemson, which seemed to be a highly likely choice for Williamson at one point. With the Pelicans, this has continued, and we've seen Williamson play however he wants on the court. He can drive very well to the basket, make beautiful passes, block shots, and give the opponents a hard time on defense. Of course, if he feels like it, he can simply overpower you, and there isn't much you can do to stop him if he does. This kind of begs the question as to how he learned so much about the game. Turns out he had two extremely wise mentors in his life, his mother and stepfather. His mother showed him Magic, Jordan, and Bird, while his stepdad really dug deep into the vault and showed him Kenny Anderson, Slick Watts, Earl Monroe, and Fly Williams. Because of the fact that Williamson paid close attention, it made a huge impact on his progress. To be sure, he has one foot firmly rooted in the world of the contemporary video game of hoops, but what about the other one? He's far more aware of earlier days than most young players will ever be, similar to Mike Tyson. As a result, he possesses a body of knowledge that few NBA players hold. Following up, Zion Williamson labeled as generational talent. Zion Williamson's fitness coach recognized him as a generational talent as the New Orleans Pelicans star geared up to return to the court for the start of the new NBA season on the 19th of October. When he was chosen first overall in the 2019 NBA draft, Williamson was a highly talked about prospect out of Duke. Given his incredible vertical ability, his size and weight have been a source of concern, and the issues have transitioned into one of the sport's biggest storylines. The 2020 All-Star was out for the entire 2018 season when he was focused on recovering from a foot injury. Fortunately, Williamson is now fit and ready as ever to help the Pelicans make the Western Conference playoffs. Williamson worked with strength and conditioning coach Jasper Bibbs for 2 months in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. To improve his body composition, the 22-year-old worked out twice a day and strictly followed a detailed nutrition plan, and Bibbs is eager for fans to see the results on the court. They'll be excited, Bibbs said to The Athletic. The fans will be ecstatic to see such a generational talent playing the game he adores, with the joy he exudes on the court and the athleticism he brings to the game. He added on, saying that people are going to be very excited. You can see how excited Williamson is to get on the court and show everyone what he can do. Williamson is undeniably one of the best athletes of his generation, combining flexibility, vertical leap, size, and power in a way that possibly has never been seen before. Bibbs appears to have ensured Williamson's dedication ahead of what is expected to be a vital campaign for the power forward. Up next, which NBA legends did Williamson admire and study to improve his game? Zion Williamson chatted about how his family took him to see a few NBA legends and lesser-known players so he could learn from them and improve his game. Zion Williamson is in his fourth season in the NBA and isn't quite at the point he was in his second season. He missed an entire season in the middle because of injuries, so he rightfully needs some time to get back into rhythm. The Pelicans player has a polished game. He's not only a force of nature, but he's also incredibly efficient. It's all thanks to the legends he was able to watch and model his game after as a teenager. NBA stars have always been praised by those who aim to be like them, and Williamson's no exception. While Zion is still quite fresh and grew up watching the likes of LeBron James, to whom he is constantly compared, and Kobe Bryant, his family made sure that he also observed the greats of the past. Zion Williamson's mother wanted him to take lessons from the best of the best, so she made sure he saw how the GOATs play. A player with the skills of Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan would win an infinite number of championships. While Zion might not be able to do everything they could, watching them must have influenced his game and basketball IQ. He did, however, watch some lesser-known NBA stars. Williamson's stepfather made Williamson watch and observe players such as Kenny Anderson, Slick Watts, Earl Monroe, and Fly Williams. Williamson's efficient, almost old man style of play suddenly makes a lot more sense. The fact that he was exposed to such players makes a huge difference, and this is something that all parents of young athletes should be aware of and take notes. If he lives up to his potential, Zion Williamson will be one of those players that kids look up to and one day learn from. Coming up, LeBron James is all praises for Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson is the very definition of a one-of-a-kind. Since the NBA draft, many people, including us, have struggled to find an appropriate player comparison for a player with Williamson's frame, athleticism, and skill set. LeBron James may have cracked the code for us. Williamson was, as usual, dominant in the first of 4 meetings between the Lakers and Pelicans this season, contributing as a scorer and playmaker. Following the game, James spoke extensively about Williamson's off-season physical transformation, drawing on a number of Hall of Famers to explain why the 22-year-old is such a special player. LeBron James thinks that the 22-year-old is in great shape and is a never-before-seen talent. He adds on saying, "We've never seen a talent of his size, his speed, high athleticism, just like Giannis, just like a Barkley or Shaq. There's certain talents in our league that you've never seen before." Keep in mind that this is James's 20th year and he's a one-of-a-kind superstar in his own right. The fact that James has seen and done it all over his career truly adds credibility to his claim that Williamson is unlike anything we've ever seen. The comparisons to Hall of Famers are the cherry on top. James's high regard for Williamson's game extended beyond the comparisons mentioned above. By drawing parallels between Williamson and other left-handed stars he's faced over the last 20 years, the 37-year-old reminded us that he definitely has seen it all. James says about Zion, "It's so funny when you hear people say, 'Stop him from going left.' It's the same thing I heard for so many years with Ginobili, Lamar Odom. When you're great, it doesn't matter what you do. They're going to figure out a way." Moving on to Zion Williamson showing support for Willy Hernangomez. Coach Willie Green of the New Orleans Pelicans continues to have a greater confidence and faith in Willy Hernangomez as the NBA season goes on. In a victory over the Denver Nuggets, Hernangomez stayed on the court for 20 minutes, scoring 12 points and grabbed 8 rebounds against Nikola Jokic, the defending MVP. For that, we see Zion Williamson praising him for such a good win. He said that the Pelicans have a lot of depth on their team. Zion thinks people overlook the fact that Willy Hernangomez won MVP honors in Europe, and it's difficult if you have a basketball mentality since the rules are more strict there. Williamson then adds on, saying that it's a different kind of basketball in Europe. Williamson thinks that Hernangomez truly earned the MVP honors. The number 1 pick in the 2019 NBA draft hopes that he would have more opportunities to play alongside Willy Hernangomez. Willie and I talked about all that and about his time. I tell him, "I wish I played with you more." Zion Williamson, who was pleased by the center's attitude despite this little playing time, continued, "But he understands what this sport is like, and when he's called to play, he always goes forward." The Spanish player Hernangomez joined the Pelicans squad on November 30th, 2020, and has since appeared in 97 regular season games, recording an average 9.1 points with 6.8 rebounds during the last NBA season. He earned MVP honors and the Eurobasket championship with the Spanish national team in the summer. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Zion Williamson has got what it takes to be a star like LeBron James? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.